Have you ever imagined Lewis Hamilton finding a hidden ace up his sleeve while racing in scarlet red? For months, he's battled the weight of expectations at Ferrari, fighting to adapt to an environment steeped in tradition. Then, out of nowhere, one unexpected change threatens to flip the entire script. A personalized upgrade that could align Hamilton's cockpit with the legendary driving style that made him a 7-time world champion. This isn't a mere tweak to his car, it's a direct response to Hamilton's deepest requests, one that might finally set him free from the limitations that held him back since leaving Mercedes. Get ready to witness a dramatic evolution that could define not just one weekend at Suzuka, but possibly the rest of Ferrari's season, and maybe even their entire future. Rumours swirled in the paddock for weeks before Ferrari confirmed the news. Hamilton would receive a brand new steering wheel interface, unlike anything the Scuderia had ever produced. While the team has historically prided itself on uniform setups, ensuring both drivers receive identical equipment, this time they made a choice that sets Hamilton apart. The changes aren't just cosmetic. Insiders whisper about a custom software suite, reconfigured buttons, and a data-rich display that offers real-time information similar to what Hamilton once enjoyed at Mercedes. Instead of the minimalist readouts many Ferrari drivers preferred in the past, Hamilton's steering wheel now looks like a command center. From advanced ERS, energy recovery system, metrics to track temperature updates, and mid-lap energy deployment toggles, the new interface allows him to pivot strategies in a matter of seconds. For a driver who thrives on quick thinking, that's a powerful advantage. Yet while fans celebrate this bold step, it also raises questions. Why now? And how might this affect Ferrari's famously traditional culture? Part of Hamilton's genius lies in his ability to micromanage performance on the fly. At Mercedes, he famously tuned engine mappings mid-corner or adjusted brake bias in real time to stretch a set of tyres far beyond their expected life. But since joining Ferrari, he's struggled with a more rigid system that often preferred a one-size-fits-all approach. That friction led Hamilton to push for a cockpit layout that mirrors his previous successes. He wanted immediate access to engine modes, thermal data, and aerodynamic balance readouts, features that might seem minor but have historically given him a razor-sharp edge in wheel-to-wheel combat. Ferrari initially hesitated. Decades of heritage can be hard to budge, and some within Maranello's walls feared overcomplicating their machinery. However, pressure from Hamilton and the reality of recent underwhelming results finally paved the way for this groundbreaking overhaul. If there's a circuit that demands absolute precision, it's Japan's iconic Suzuka. The sinuous S-curves in Sector 1 leave zero room for error, while the high-speed corners punish any miscalculation in brake balance or energy deployment. With so many variables changing second by second, Hamilton's new steering wheel could prove invaluable. Having immediate control over hybrid systems means he can deploy extra power at critical moments, like defending through 130R or launching an overtake into the Casio triangle. Even a tenth of a second advantage per lap could be the difference between a podium finish and trudging home in the midfield. Given Hamilton's motivation to reassert himself in the championship hunt, having real-time data at his fingertips may be the spark he needs. And Ferrari, desperate to silence critics, might see this as the perfect testing ground to validate their driver-specific approach. If Hamilton thrives in Suzuka, it might set the tone for the rest of the season and beyond. A question hovers in the background. Is Hamilton now the undisputed focal point at Ferrari, or is this just a practical solution to optimize car performance? Charles Leclerc's fans have already begun speculating that this move marks a shift in team dynamics, favoring Hamilton in a way that used to be taboo at the Scuderia. Official statements paint a picture of mutual respect, with Ferrari claiming every driver receives what they need to excel. Yet the reality may be more complicated. Leclerc, who prefers a cleaner cockpit with minimal distractions, might not want these added layers of data cluttering his line of sight. But if Hamilton's performance skyrockets while Leclerc remains static, the younger driver could face pressure from all sides, media, fans, even sponsors, to adopt a similar system. The result could be a team split between two distinct developmental paths, each tailored to a driver's unique style. Whether that creative tension leads to success or internal strife is anyone's guess. Since arriving at Maranello, Hamilton has worked relentlessly to integrate himself into a team that has traditionally guarded its methods. Late-night simulator sessions have become the new normal for him, and he's even spent weeks living near the factory to eliminate travel time. He's aiming to close every gap, technical, cultural, and personal, that stands in the way of victory. Ferrari's decision to craft a custom wheel interface signals a massive leap of faith, indicating they trust Hamilton's instincts. That trust could accelerate the chemistry between Hamilton and his race engineer, paving the way for more real-time experimentation on track. It also sets a precedent for Ferrari's willingness to adapt to different driving philosophies. In the long run, that adaptability might be their greatest asset, especially if they're serious about contending for championships year after year. Every move made this season resonates beyond the immediate championship. Hamilton's contract extends into 2025, and Ferrari is banking on him to guide their resurgence. However, it's not just about pleasing Hamilton. If the new steering wheel logic proves successful, it could become the template for future Ferrari cars, shaping how incoming drivers interact with the machine. This forward-looking approach could also attract top engineering talent, new sponsors, and even young drivers who see Ferrari as a place willing to innovate. The Scuderia is historically averse to radical shifts, but in modern Formula One, tradition can be a double-edged sword. By showing they can pivot quickly, Ferrari might carve a path that others follow, especially as regulations continue to evolve. A successful test at Suzuka could be a turning point, giving Ferrari the confidence to double down on customizing technical solutions for each driver's strengths. We can't ignore the possibility of tension. If Hamilton skyrockets up the grid with his new wheel, while Leclerc lags behind on standard settings, internal friction could flare up. Team orders have haunted Ferrari in the past, and the media loves a good storyline about driver rivalries spiraling out of control. Will the Scuderia risk repeating old mistakes, or will they manage to keep both drivers on an equal footing, despite radically different cockpit philosophies? Managing these complexities might be the biggest test for Frederic Vasseur, the man orchestrating Ferrari's strategy. How he balances the needs of two elite drivers, each demanding a distinctive approach, could define his legacy at the team. If he pulls it off, we might witness a harmonious new era where Ferrari's title hopes rest on personalized innovation rather than one-size-fits-all solutions. If not, tension could boil over, derailing a project that seemed so promising. Right now, all eyes are on Suzuka, where the true potential of Hamilton's customized steering wheel will be measured on a track famous for exposing every weakness. If everything clicks, we could see Ferrari's star signing regain the edge that made him nearly unbeatable in his prime. But if the experiment falters, or worse, fans and media interpret this new direction as favoritism, the Scuderia might find itself juggling a volatile situation with more questions than answers. Is this the big leap that finally merges Hamilton's unparalleled skill with Ferrari's storied heritage? Or is it a temporary patch that only masks deeper underlying issues? We're about to witness a pivotal chapter in Formula One history, where a single tech upgrade might shift the balance of power across the entire grid. Keep watching, because as the season unfolds, every subtle tweak and split-second decision will determine whether Lewis Hamilton can truly carve out a new legacy in that iconic red suit.